Hey guys, welcome back to the Silverback Show. This is part two of how do we build confidence, and some questions were coming about my own personal experience. And so, if I go backwards in time, I can start with my last mentor, whom I believe without him I wouldn't have had the success with my family life and my direction in life, my sense of purpose. So I'm going to do what he did with you guys. I'm going to do what he did to me with you guys. Okay, so his first thing to any young man is, what are your plans for the next 50 years? So I've already gone over this before, and if you want to gain confidence, then you will answer that question. What are your plans for the next 50 years of your life? So when I was young, I told you I didn't know what my plans were for the next 50 minutes, and yet little by little this guy's finger pointing intrigued me. It intrigued me enough to go back and sit with him for the next 10 years and understand more about what he was talking about. Confidence is gained in understanding my purpose and my direction in life. Your purpose and your direction in life is a choice that you make. Your choice requires a decision. Decision requires holding up the sword. Holding up the sword requires having a certain manly strength. Manly strength comes through developing yourself in making decisions and not being afraid of making decisions. And you can make decisions and you can be wrong, and you can make decisions and you can be right. My mentor used to come to me on a daily basis. I would be sitting down at the seashore doing my writing, and he would stick his finger in my face and he would say, "You need to trust your intuition. Your intuition is more powerful than you think." So I'm telling you, you need to trust your intuition. Your intuition is more powerful than you think. What does this mean? This means that in here, we have our sense of purpose and direction, and pretty much we all know what it is. We're just afraid of dealing with it, and we put it off. But go to that quiet place and make decisions. Make decisions, and make a decision about what you want to do with your life. Now, another thing that builds confidence that I've been working with a number of younger people on is process writing. And process writing is dealing with these questions on a daily basis. On a daily basis, if you just write for about 10 or 15 minutes in the morning and 10 or 15 minutes at night, after reading for 10 or 15 minutes in the morning and after reading for 10 or 15 minutes at night, something amazing begins to happen. What amazingly begins to happen is you, that entity inside, begins to see himself or herself and gets to have reflected back what you're writing. So it's an amazing meditation without sitting there and closing your eyes and meditating. And I'm all in favor of meditation, guys, so there's no poke there. But it's action oriented, and it's taking action specifically for processing who am I, what do I want, where am I going, how am I going to get there, and then processing the day-to-day results that I'm getting once I start doing that. Because when you do to make a commitment to yourself, to get to know yourself, so I will say, great, send me your email and I'll send you a couple books, and you can read those books or whatever, and you're going to read those books and you're going to have aha moments go off, because when you read, your brain registers something. I either like something or I don't like something. I connect or I don't connect. And if you're reading self-help, inspirational, motivational, how to succeed, or success stories about other people who have suffered and then succeeded at anything, you're going to have these aha moments. Well, write them down, process them. Process what goes on with you on a daily basis. But only after you commit to taking the action. Okay, one of the greatest mantras, one of the greatest self-help triggers that I've ever heard of is repeating to yourself, every day I'm getting better and better. Every day I'm getting better and better. Every day I'm getting better and better. Now, try it. Don't analyze it. Try it. Say it to yourself 100 times, 4 times a day. It'll take you 5 minutes each time. Say it every time you feel yourself getting nervous and off center. Every day I'm getting better and better. Every day I'm getting better and better. Now, if you say this and you put genuine emotional energy into that, it will be replacing the other things that are going on in the movies and films in your brain, the thought processes or the no thought processes or the emptiness or the shallowness or whatever it is. You'll be pushing out negative stuff with positive stuff. And is there anybody in this world that will have a hard time believing that every day he or she is getting better and better? No, I don't think so. And I believe it is the truth about us, and I believe that the more emotional energy we put toward something as simple as that, it's very relaxing, it's very calming, and it's very truthful, and it helps us gain in confidence. So let's say that we're wanting to go to, find a job, or we've got an interview coming up, or we've got a test coming up, or we're going to meet with, somebody on a date. Every day I'm getting better and better. Every day I'm getting better and better. Every day I'm getting better and better. That's number 1. Principle number 2, be honest. Be honest. It's the best way to build up your confidence. Just by you stating, hey, I want to know how I can have more confidence. That tells me that this person's honest about himself, recognizing something in himself, and do that in all aspects of your life, but do it with every day I'm getting better and better, and remind yourself. So one of the guys that I'm working with, who's been doing this processing, this writing processing, this is also, connected to this confidence building. Make a commitment to disconnecting from your social media. Make that commitment. So I don't know how long you can start with. You can come up with that on your own. People that I'm working with are 100% now disconnected from it, and it's transforming their lives. In terms of building confidence, it's the way that they're building confidence, because they're not relying on social media to give them any feedback. They're relying on something inside their own mind. And the only way that they're relying on something inside their own mind is getting disconnected from the social media in the first place, so that they can have quiet time with their own thoughts and see, hey, this is what my thoughts really are. And I really think I'm, a dum-dum. So there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, one of the greatest things of the world coming out of university is for professors, when the student understands, hey, what I've come to understand is that I understand very little. That's the beginning of all learning, and it's a journey. So every day I'm getting better and better. I already know I'm a dum-dum, and I already know that every day I'm getting better and better. So all I have to do is build on my dum-dum status by putting stuff in, by reading, by gaining knowledge, by reading about successful people, by putting in the formulas that successful people use to get over their own pain and suffering and their own mental stuff that gets in the way of achievement, and then by learning how to dive in. Okay, I want to learn how to play tennis. Okay, I want to climb, Mount Everest. Having goals and goal setting is key. And having others hold you accountable is a very incredible opportunity also. So if you've developed lazy patterns and habits because your parents allowed you to be lazy, and because they felt so much pity for you and your teachers felt so much pity for you, you may have to join a group. You may have to even create your own group. And creating your own group could be as simple as, hey guys, let me give you an example. When I was in high school, my father said, I want you to get rid of the word why when someone speaks, as an automatic response, and the word but. Forget what else it was that he did. But I remember going to, young people all say like this, like that, like this. And he said, get rid of that word. So I remember going to 10 people who I knew very well and told them this is what my goal was. Just as the result of telling 10 people what my goal was, my awareness zoomed in on that. And I didn't want to be caught nor embarrassed by these people. Well, you can do that with anybody. Get a few people who you know and let them know what you want to achieve. They don't have to do it with you. They don't have to want to achieve anything. You're just going to have them help hold you accountable for what it is that you want to achieve. So that's the beginning of gaining confidence through action, through awareness, through achievement, through being held accountable, through responsibility, taking ownership. Let me tell you some more stories that, and imitation, guys, imitation. So when my mentor first asked me if it appealed to me to study the Silverback, I said yes. When, my mentor asked me if it appealed to me to write haiku, I said yes. But then I had to follow up with that. I actually had to do the work. I had to do the inner work. Stuff just doesn't fall off of trees. Prior to being, working with Martin, I worked with a group who at college where, there were 4 of us, 3 of us underneath him, our teacher, our guru, and we were committed to weight training. We were cardiovascular workouts, yoga, and meditation, and then the study of transpersonal psychology. And this is all while going to university. So we would ride bicycles one day, every other day. Here in San Diego, we would go from La Jolla up to Solana Beach and end up back over at the Cove, where then we would swim a mile and then get picked up and go back home. The other days we would run from La Jolla down to Mission Beach and back to the Cove and swim. And then we were doing our weight training, we were doing our yoga exercises, and we were doing these meditation exercises. And that's what I wanted to get to, because that goes back to more of the mind training. We used to have to do these mudras with our hands, okay? And we used to have to say these little mantras with each little finger that we touched. And we had to do 70 times 70 a day. It's a lot of them. Now, after 3 years of doing that, I parted from the group, and I don't do those mudras. I do something on my own, but the mental discipline is what I'm getting at. The psychological awareness of putting something positive in to push something negative out. Okay? Namaste. Fierceness.